Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be looking at messages for star seeds from your galactic collective. So there are three groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Angel Aura Quartz, along with this oracle card. Group 2 is the Sunshine Aura Quartz, along with this oracle card. And group 3 is the Blue Aura Quartz, along with this oracle card. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you are most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection, and there are timestamps in the description box of the video if you would like to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Angel Aura Quartz. Put that right up here. And this card that you selected along with the crystal says shine. So right away, your collective, your galactic collective is really encouraging you to step into your authenticity, step into your truth, to not be afraid to be your brilliant and unusual self. If you feel that you're having a hard time fitting in or being understood, that you're meant to stand out. There's something that, you are meant to illuminate for others in terms of a truth that you have, that you hold, or something about, your authenticity, being unafraid to kind of deviate from the crowd, that you set an example and an energetic paradigm for others around you, as well as the collective of humanity in general, by you being the most authentic version of self. So let's get some tarot to get some clarification and see what this is about. Where does your galactic collective want you to really shine, to let your voice be heard, your truth be heard? Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. So you could have some kind of talent or ability that maybe you've just been keeping to yourselves. Getting with this card here, with the Eight of Pentacles, and there's these two figures and they're playing, it looks like banjos almost. So some of you could be very musically inclined. You could be singers, you could be songwriters. This can also really talk to, I'm feeling, the song of your soul, something that really, sets your heart on fire, your passion, your truth, that you're really being encouraged to stand in that, to, again, shine unapologetically, to speak that truth, to live that truth, to be that truth. Because you will help to serve as an example to others. Others can really look to you as far as following their dreams, following their passions. If this is something about maybe music and pursuing that, or you know, in some way kind of putting yourself out there. Maybe, you know, you have considered starting a YouTube channel where you sing or where you play an instrument. Maybe you give like guitar lessons, for example, or you want to teach others to express their creativity through music, and you might have been hesitating. Then your collective is encouraging you to pursue that, to shine, to step out there boldly, move through fear of rejection or being misunderstood or not being good enough. Because even despite what happens, despite how you are accepted, the act of walking through that fear, of stepping boldly in the direction in which you are called, it serves as an example to others as far as, you know, having confidence, believing in your dreams, even if, you know, there's nobody applauding that, even if there's nobody who can really understand that or see that vision that you see, kind of feel that same compulsion that is driving you towards something, or that keeps, you know, drawing you back into something. Your collective is encouraging you that, you know, you do have a voice to share. There's a song of your soul, something, a truth, or something you feel very strongly about, very strongly guided to do, something which gives you a lot of joy and which you approach from a place of love. Some kind of an action or an activity that, again, springs from this kind of well of love within you, and that by sharing that, by making the most of that, harnessing that, not shying away from that, but really, you know, demonstrating that, showing that to the world, you're also putting out that vibration and that frequency of love and of harmony, and again, really answering the call of your soul, really, you know, kind of marching to your own tempo, setting the tone for yourself. Instead of just kind of going along with the crowd, really deviating from that to stand, you know, passionately, to stand in your truth, even if you know, are the only one who can see that truth, who can see that end goal, that there's something very important about that. You're being called in this direction for a reason. It is meant to, either directly through this creative pursuit or this thing that you're putting out, it's meant to have an impact on others, or you know, you are meant to inspire others by acting bravely, by facing the fear and walking through that. So let's get some clarity about this for you, some guidance about this for you from your Galactic Collective, Group 1. Okay, and we have, you are your greatest gift. Your life's journey is your masterpiece. So if some of you, again, with some kind of a creative pursuit, maybe it's singing or some other form of artistry, and you've been holding yourself back out of the fear of maybe not being good enough, your skill level not being up there with the masters, or up there with, you know, those who have critical acclaim, that you're really being encouraged that, you know, you do have a masterpiece within you, that this vibration within you, you know, stepping through that fear into your authenticity, even if it's not going to win you a bunch of Grammys, you're not going to make, you know, millions of dollars about it. It's not something where, you know, your art is going to be in such high demand. For some of you, it is. For some of you, you have something inside that the world needs, that this is the time for that to be expressed. For others of you, though, it's the accolades and the acclaim are really in terms of something that your soul has set out to accomplish, this belief in self, this following through with a vision that only you can see, that as you follow that, you empower yourself to work with the energies of courage, to kind of set the balance away from energies of fear that might have been holding you back or might have been making you hesitant, feelings of not being good enough, to step into this place of worthiness, this place of curiosity, and this openness to see what life brings. And through this creative pursuit, maybe it's something where you don't make $1 million, you're not, you know, featured on the cover of magazines, but it's an opportunity that puts you in contact with some really great people, some new friends, some new kind of interests. Maybe it's something where, you know, you end up having a lot of local success, where you end up then teaching others, helping others to pursue their dream and their journey. Taking the first step is what's important. And you're being advised here, you're being guided here that there is a journey ahead, that by taking that step, by really presenting that it can open some unexpected doors for you. Some gifts can come in the forms of relationships with people, even perhaps romantic relationships for you. But I'm feeling a lot of, friendships, professional ties, people that will be, again, influenced by this courage that you are showing to really put yourself out there. That the work that you're doing in whatever genre that this is, it's imbued with love. It's filled with love. It has the vibration of love and of passion. And it's the soul of it's the song of your soul. And so that vibration is embedded. It's encoded in this work that you're putting out there. And others will feel that and will respond to that in an unconscious way. And that this is a gift, giving these parts of yourself, these things that you create, that you dream up, that you bring into reality. You are gifting something to the world. You're gifting something, a piece of yourself, and a piece of that fearlessness and that self-belief to others that come in contact with this or that come in contact with you. So let's get some more guidance about this for you, Group 1. Okay, so we have star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. The great severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. And the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. So right away, I'm getting that some of you could be sitting on some serious talent, or you, by stepping through this fear and by really opening yourself up, putting yourself out there, you could come into contact with people that can really help you to harness these talents within you, to really hone these talents within you. That you're being guided to, like with this great severing, to kind of discontinue any vibration of fear or hesitation which has been holding you back. You might be feeling like with this Mars energy and it's kind of this wasteland, you might be feeling that, as time's going on, you're wasting your talent, you're wasting your potential. Maybe you feel like, you haven't done anything up to this point and you've wasted an opportunity, or, maybe there was a competition or a contest or some other time in the past when you had this opportunity to kind of put yourself out there and you didn't. And so now at this point, you've kind of been left with this regret. Maybe somebody in your past was even kind of critical of you, jealous of you, or just didn't really see your vision, or for whatever reason just didn't give you the acclaim that you were hoping for. And so that's really kind of kept you stuck. Maybe it's kept some anger within you or some self-doubt. And so you're being guided to really disconnect from that, from any kind of criticism of the past, or even criticism that you might encounter in the process of putting yourself out there, because you're not realistically going to be accepted and received well and loved by everyone. That's impossible. Everyone has critics to some degree or another. And so, to acknowledge that for what it is, that it's a vibration that's not resonant with you, or, maybe something about you, something about your, the vibration you're carrying, this vibration of love, it triggers some wounding within another. And it's nothing personal. It's something, that bespeaks to some things within themselves that they need to look at and heal. But you can't do that work for them. So, critics, you can kind of just take that for what it is at face value and continue to move forward, because there will be others that will receive you with love. There's whatever this is, this art that you put out there, this artistic pursuit, whether it's music or some other form of art, it activates people. This work of yours is encoded with this vibration of love and fearlessness and passion, and it really is, in a certain way, it carries that energy of your galactic collective. You're bringing that energy down into the earth plane. For some of you, this is very conscious. You consciously connect with your collective. You consciously connect with, your guides, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your angels, God, goddess, source, just whatever you resonate with, to really assist you in this creativity and the creative acts. For others of you, this is very unconscious, and merely by existing in your physical earthly avatar, you are functioning as that antenna for those frequencies of your collective to come down through you and manifest themselves in the form of this art form, or even just in the pursuit of that. As you're pursuing that and you're putting out that vibration, you're sending out that vibration, you're making that transmission to others as you are, devoting time to this, devoting, thought to it, putting love into these things, that others will be activated. They will receive that. They will receive that gift. It is part of the gift that you were entrusted to, deliver to others. So to hold it back it's not living up to the purpose of why you have this talent or this calling, or something that you're driven to do. So you're really being guided to, like this card says, trust where you're led, because again, you're functioning as a beacon, as an anchor for some of these higher vibrational frequencies from your collective, from the higher realms, the angelic realms even, and you're bringing it down here into the earth plane. You're creating it into something solid that people can be affected by. They can be recognized. They can recognize that they're drawn to it in some way. It changes them, or it helps to raise their vibration. So there's a reason for all of this. Trust that nudge, that guidance, that pull that's leading you in a direction. And again, a lot of you have some really rare gifts, a lot of talent that you're sitting on, either right now, and so you're being tasked to really move through the fear and hesitation and put that out there, because you'll be very surprised at the results that you encounter. For others of you, taking that first step into moving through fear, it helps you to unlock those gifts, to cultivate those gifts, to hone those gifts, to put you in contact with others, to cross paths with others that can inspire you or give you some feedback, or can, teach you or mentor you or help you to really hone these gifts, really sharpen your skills. And so it's something that, again, and we've got gifts here twice on these cards. So again, a lot of you are very gifted in whatever this is, whatever this creative pursuit is, and you're not giving yourself enough credit. I feel a lot of you maybe got some criticism in the past, maybe in childhood, or your family or friends don't really understand what you're doing, or if you put yourself out there at some point, you might have gotten some maybe bad reviews, or some kind of negative feedback, and so it's kind of caused you to pull back and maybe doubt yourself a little bit. But you're really being guided here and advised here that to just recognize that for what it is. Everybody's got a voice, everybody's got an opinion. Not everyone's going to resonate with everybody. There's going to be people that like you, and people that are they're not feeling it, they're not vibrating with it, they're not at that level yet. For some of those people, there's an activation taking place within them, and what it is activating, it is also triggering some wounds that they need to heal. Some people will then go and heal those things, go and work on those things. Other people will just kind of dwell in that energy of being very triggered and kind of lash out, or speak negatively as kind of a form of self-defense. And so to acknowledge that, to not let yourself be disheartened or downtrodden by any potential naysayers that you may encounter, because there are others out there that are really going to be receptive to your work, that are going to appreciate your work, and that your work is really, it's intended for them. It's intended, it's a process sometimes, finding your audience, putting yourself out there and allowing your audience to be magnetized to you, allowing your audience to find you. That a lot of synchronistic meetings will also take place. Even people that hear and admire your work, see your work, witness your work, network. You could, open yourself up to some friendships, some new communities, or, even just, again, new ideas as far as places to take your work. Some collaborations could be possible. So lean into this. Get some more kind of advice or guidance about this for you, Group 1. Okay, so we have alchemy, Essassani, parallel. So you could resonate with Essassani. That could be your collective. So this could be a confirmation for you about that. And this is definitely talking about, taking that criticism and that you might have experienced in the past, that kind of lead, that base metal, that, kind of heaviness, that negativity, and really using that as fuel to prove the naysayers wrong, or, to do your best beyond that, to rise beyond criticisms, any place where you might have shrunk down in the past for fear of rejection, or as a result of somebody not resonating with you, rejecting you, speaking harshly, criticizing. That now's the time to really, take that energetic frequency that you are drawing down from your collective, this love within yourself, this desire, this passion, this very very high dimensional creative energy that many of you, it runs through you. I feel a lot of you, this is very just unconscious. You're just unconsciously bringing these things down. It definitely affects your artistic work. It affects other areas of your life, and that you're in this process of alchemizing, of really, turning that criticism into the fuel to perhaps do better, to defy even expectations that you have had for yourself, expectations of failure you've had for yourself, or that others have imposed upon you. And we also have imbalance in positive polarity, Pleiades, past. So you could resonate as a Pleiadian starseed, so that could be a confirmation for you. This could be the star system that you are pulling some energy down from. This can also be a collective that is working with you through this process to empower you, to inspire you, to kind of lead you in the direction of maybe some opportunities or some people that can really be helpful to maybe enhancing these gifts for you, really honing those skills. And this is also speaking about, this is tying in for me with this alchemy, of like past experiences, past criticism. Maybe you were criticized a lot, or judged a lot, or, misunderstood for your artistic vision, for your voice. People weren't seeing the vision you were seeing, were not holding you in a high esteem. And so it's something where there was this imbalance. There was a lot of maybe negativity or criticism, or, people just kind of dismissing your dreams, dismissing your gifts, not really appreciating your gifts. And through that imbalance of applause and of encouragement, it caused you to kind of self-doubt, maybe shrink down, kind of resist following that call, really, letting your heart song, your soul song be known, sharing that, shining that out for the world. And so you're really being called to rectify that within yourself, to create this balance, to alchemize that, any kind of mind state that you've been in, to take it from that kind of base metal, that lead, that heavy lead level, and to understand that you have gold within you. You are gold. Your creative abilities, you have this ability to really take energy and take your vision and to make that into something very beautiful and very unique, something which on a cellular level can really activate people. It can bring about awareness, awakening, and change. And we also have seeing the one, earth, future. So this can be a confirmation for some of you that you really are, you do have some talent. You're sitting on some talent that in the future you may be recognized for that talent. People that overlooked you in the past may see things. They may see you from different eyes. Even as you are walking with through fear and with confidence in the direction of your dreams. Naysayers from the past can, see you from a perspective where they have a lot of respect for you following through despite the obstacles, or, despite the lack of encouragement that you might have experienced. That's something, this can also relate to a lot of times creative people and the things that they create and they put out there. The recognition, it happens years later, decades later, some of them even beyond their lifetime. So it's kind of legacy building here, that some of these things that you might be compelled to put out, or at least that vibration that you're emitting by pursuing these creative projects, by really, giving that priority and giving that a space in your life to breathe and to thrive. It's something that for future generations, it might be appreciated. You could be ahead of your time, to where, your audience hasn't been born yet, literally. And it's something where by putting this out, you're almost making this time capsule for the future. I'm feeling that it's a message that maybe you're delivering now, or a way of describing something, or something you show through visual arts, through song, through writing. I mean, there's so many different forms of art that, it's intended for people in the future, that it will be encountered by people further down the road, that will resonate with it, that will make sense. It's a message that they'll need to hear. This can also be something where, if you put something out, say on social media, you put out videos of, music, for example, on YouTube, and as the algorithm kind of passes that along, you might, the people who really resonate with that, they may come across your videos a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. It could be something that in the future, again, that recognition really happens, or it's a message that you're conveying for somebody on a future timeline, at a future point in linear time. But nevertheless, it's very important. This is an important vibration. This is an important part of your incarnation. There's something that you are supposed to deliver, either directly through your artistic vision in terms of a message that is conveyed through that, or just the expression of this vibration that you are pulling down from your collective, from the cosmos, and kind of grounding here in the material plane. So let's get a closing message from your collective, group 1. What do they want you to know? Kind of parting words that they want to leave you with. Okay, we have the Moonstone Star, passion. I am entering a portal of euphoric love. So your collective is encouraging you again to just follow your passions, lead with passion, shine brightly, let that passion shine out. It's kind of like if you're afraid to sing, but then you'll sing in the shower because nobody's listening, and kind of the way a person just kind of gets into the music at that point, when it's just them and the water kind of coming down. Your collective is encouraging you to really step into that same confidence, in the here and now, with whatever this is, singing or whatever other kind of artistic pursuit that this is, that, you're entering this phase of really, stepping into that passion, leading with love, really taking love, the frequency of love as it is translated from your galactic collective, and you're crystallizing that into the material world through these artistic creations, through these artistic pursuits, that there's a reason for this passion, and you're being really encouraged and guided to follow that. And if you find yourself that you're in a phase where there's not a lot of encouragement, there's not a lot of people that get your vision, support your vision, resonate with it, understand it, support it, that your galactic collective is cheering you on. They're encouraging you. They get it. You're co-creating with them as well in the higher realms, and whatever this art form is. You definitely have a gift for tapping into these higher frequencies, and a gift for really conveying frequency in a material sense. Even if that's in singing, a song is something of the material, although it is spoken with words and voice. It is still, in a broad kind of a sense, it's a thing, it's a tangible thing. And, so it's a matter of, again, harnessing, tapping into, or being a beacon of these higher level frequencies that kind of flow through you. You're almost acting as an instrument for these celestial, these galactic, these angelic, these higher level frequencies, to really bring those down, ground those into the material plane so that they can be established, so that can, you know, activate others, so that those frequencies can transmit out to others who need to hear them, others who encounter them, and it can help really, you know, establish that precedent here on the earth plane, and really help to kind of balance out some other kinds of energy that are here. There's something very unique about this frequency, and so it's a gift that you have for really bringing that down, and it's also, I feel, part of your life purpose, to really deliver that, to be that messenger. So those are your messages, group 1. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 2. You chose the Sunshine Aura Quartz. Put that right up here. And you also chose this oracle card, which says intuition. So your Galactic Collective is really drawing your attention to trusting your intuition, following your intuition, following some guidance that you've been getting, some nudges to move in a particular direction, to do something, or some intuition that you've been having about a person or a circumstance in your life, and you've really been questioning that, if it's trustworthy, if are you just projecting? Are you just maybe making some assumptions? And so there's some guidance here that, your intuition it's on point. It's a highly honed skill of yours. It's something that, you can and should be using this to help navigate throughout, your life, through your decisions and the encounters that you have. And so this can also be some guidance to really lean upon that inner voice. Maybe you've been seeking kind of outside opinion, the feedback from others, which that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if we rely too much on, the opinions of others, the perspectives of others, then we really deprive ourselves of, listening to our own truth, our own kind of inner voice and our own inner knowing. So let's get some tarot to clarify this for you. Group 2. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So I'm getting that this could be in regards to some kind of offer that has come in. This could be somebody from the past that has returned to your life and is seeking a new beginning, is seeking a new opportunity with you, has perhaps professed their love or made some kind of romantic advance. This could also be in terms of some kind of job opportunity or an offer to collaborate on something. Maybe some kind of opportunity that would, require you to kind of close some other doors in your life. Maybe something that, is requiring you to relocate a substantial distance, move a substantial distance outside of where you currently live. Maybe that would take you away from friends and family. And it's something that you've taken some time to consider, but you're a little bit kind of wary of it. There's just something that seems off. Maybe this energy of kind of too good to be true, whether in terms of romance or some kind of a career or a collaboration offer. So as that's tying back in here with the intuition card, that, again, something within you, some kind of sixth sense within you is causing you to kind of be a little standoffish about this, be a little skeptical about this, is causing you to kind of want to pause and take some time out to really evaluate. You may have been doing that as well, really soul searching, but perhaps also asking the opinions of others. But you're kind of at this quandary as far as, maybe there's a timeline or a deadline on this, or again, this person kind of coming, either someone from the past who has come back around or somebody new that you've met that is perhaps, just really maybe wanting to move the relationship very quickly, and you're feeling a little uncomfortable with that. Maybe it's a little faster than you want to move things, or, you went through a bad breakup in the past, and so you're trying to be a little more cautious with love. And there's this new person that's come in that's, got your interest, and you're very attracted to them. They have a lot of things in common, but you're just not sure if you're ready to take the next step. Something just seems off, something in the timing or the delivery, or something that this person is really not telling you. So in all those circumstances, you're again being guided back to that intuition, that the intuition is kind of kicking off. It's kind of making itself known. It's setting off these alarm bells or these red flags in you for a reason. So you're being guided to really trust that intuition. If it's something where you're seeking the opinions of others, the feedback of others about whatever this situation is, then you're also being guided to look within. Because really you have the ultimate answer within you. Other people's feedback, that is just opinions, and those are all based, no matter how much of a loving space they come from, it's all based on their perspective, their view of the world, their perception of the world, and the limited capacity with which they are capable of, understanding you, understanding your needs, your wants, what you've been through, your feelings. The person who knows you the best is yourself. You know what you've been through. You know what it is that you want. You know what it is that you're feeling, what you're desiring, ways in which those feelings and desires are being met, have been met in the past, or have not been met. So again, the opinions of others can be really good in making, an informed decision. They can provide us a perspective that is outside of, our very kind of one-sided scope of viewing things, this kind of very biased lens that we're looking from. It can often be the voice of reason or kind of a more neutral perspective. But really, when it comes down to it, other people cannot provide this answer. Other people cannot, make the final say, make the final determination. So you're being guided to really turn within, to take all these factors in consideration, evaluate things, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, what others have to say, the contributions of others that might be involved, or that care about you and love you and have your best interest at heart, even kind of neutral parties that maybe you're getting professional advice from. Taking all these factors into consideration, weaving them all together, creating a dossier almost out of all these things, kind of the bullet points of the positives, the negatives, the pros and the cons of whatever this action or decision is, and then really taking the time to search within, trust your intuition, trust what you're telling yourself at the end of the day. So let's get some guidance about this for you. Group 2. Okay, and we have time to do it differently. Go beyond what you have done before. So this to me is really speaking about if this is in a romantic situation, and if this is a person who maybe you've gone through kind of a cycle of coming together only to break apart, and kind of round and round you go, that this might be the time to kind of break that cycle, break that pattern. Maybe this is a type of relationship, or not honoring your own boundaries by moving too quickly into things out of this desire to kind of preserve a relationship, preserve an opportunity to really somebody that new that you meet, that you're attracted to, and you're interested in keeping things moving at a steady pace, and maybe they're trying to rush things more quickly than you are comfortable with. And in the past, you would have gone along with that simply because you want to still then have this opportunity to get to know this person, you like this person, you still want this person in your life, and that could have resulted in heartbreak, or kind of bypassing some red flags. That pressure can be a red flag in and of itself even. And so you're being guided to maybe do things differently. This can also be if, sometimes we can rely too heavily on the opinions of others. We seek others, maybe even a particular trusted someone, a family member, or like a best friend, a confidant, somebody that is like, it's kind of the voice of reason to us. It's kind of the final say before we take an action. And, the choice is ours, but it's often greatly, somebody whose opinion we respect, somebody we hold in a very high regard. This could be a parent, a sibling, a friend, some kind of a mentor. And, they may have given good advice in the past. Other times it might not have, worked out so well. It might not have made us as happy further down the road by following that advice. And so if that's the case, and you're really putting the opinion of somebody else at the forefront, whether in the romantic sense, should you pursue this relationship? Should you let this person back in or not? Or if it's in terms of collaboration or something professional, maybe, again, seeking the opinions of these other people. What would you do? What would be the best? And really putting more weight on that opinion, that input, than you do on your own kind of inner nudge about what's the right choice for you. That you're being guided to maybe do things a little bit differently. Still consult your trusted source, but weigh your own decision, your own feeling, your own gut instinct as a little higher up on the level. Try, maybe not the first thing you do is consult this person, or, even for some of you, maybe you just, you don't consult them at all. You make a decision that is, comes purely from you. You take control. You exercise autonomy. You exercise your own free will choice. If you feel strongly drawn to do something, or something doesn't feel right, maybe not seeking the opinion of others to validate that, or someone who can talk you out of something, but maybe, changing that paradigm to really trust and honor that voice within, that intuition within you, which is giving you the signs, which is giving you the nudge to act or to hold back. And by doing that, you're stepping into your power. You're empowering yourself by honoring that gift of intuition you have. Because for those of you in group 2, your intuition is very strong. It's very much on point. There's a reason that you are getting a particular feeling that's, it's leading you very strongly in one way or another. So let's get some more guidance for you. Group 2. Okay, so we have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. I remember, soul plan, fated life versus the destiny life. Wait, it's not yet time, things are being woven. And Star Family, you're part of a team of souls. Call in support. So this is really tying in with this intuition card for me, group 2. If there's something where, maybe you're being pressured to make a move, to make a decision, some kind of big change or, an opportunity that you're being encouraged to take, whether it's a promotion, a new job, or again, some kind of collaboration, or even in the romantic sense, maybe someone coming back around or a new romance who's trying to, move things forward at a pace you're not comfortable with, or, something just seems kind of off, then this can be some pretty, profound guidance there to wait for better timing. Wait and give yourself that opportunity to really consult your own intuition, to really soul search. With the Star Family card, call in support. This might be the time if you're seeking guidance from external sources, external people. What would you do if you were in this situation kind of conversations? This might be the time to really, call upon your guides. Call upon your ancestors, call upon your angels, ask them for signs, consult the higher level beings, your star family, your galactic collective, maybe an untapped resource that you have not, that you don't usually think to defer to when it comes to making decisions. It may in fact be people that, again, you have a lot of respect for in your life, or people who are involved in situations. Maybe it's a spouse or, just other, like your family. And those might be the people that you automatically just go to kind of, run things by them, or to make sure that whatever decision you're making, it kind of fits in with their wants and desires. And you're being guided to perhaps consult, the disembodied family that you have, the kind of etheric support that you have. Especially if you're at a place of indecision where you're not sure really what direction is right, what choice is right. All the indications on paper, it looks really good and you're being kind of pushed in a direction, it makes sense, but maybe there's something inside that just kind of feels off, doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like the best opportunity for you. Then definitely, pray about this, meditate about this, ask for signs, reach into that. Also, if there are, particular people that you resonate with, this can also be that guidance to lean upon them more heavily. Maybe you've been in a period of just trying to kind of do things on your own, to kind of not want to burden others. On the flip side of that scenario of maybe relying too much on the opinions of others, you might not have been including other people to act as a support system for you. You could have been trying to shoulder burdens or decisions all on your own. So you could be guided to, again, find a trusted friend, somebody you respect, and just run things by them if you're really at that point of being unsure. And there's also this card here about trust where you're led. So again, trust that intuition, those nudges that you're getting. If something feels off, or if it feels like an opportunity that, you know, you really want to jump on, but it requires, say, relocating a long distance, or it's something that, you know, maybe it's somebody from the past that, you know, they're expressing growth has happened and you're really not sure, and, you know, it was not such a good experience with them in the past, but you have this inkling, this knowing that this time it actually could be different, something could change, that your relationship can go beyond what it was before, but that you don't have any kind of logical reasoning for that. This can be, you know, guiding you to kind of trust that, to open yourself up, to explore that, to see what is in there. And this is also really, you know, this is talking here about the fated life versus the destined life. And this is really a matter of, I feel, you know, taking an active role in your own fate, in your own destiny, by, you know, taking in outside information, the opinions and suggestions of others, but really encouraging you, group 2, to trust your intuition, to consult yourself, to really say, what do you want? What feels right to you? Not what looks right to other people, or what other people imagine for you as the correct path or the correct decision, because you really are the best judge of your own life. So let's get some more guidance for you, group 2. Okay, so we have Paradox, Zeta Reticuli, Future. So you could resonate with the Zeta Reticuli star system. That could be your collective, so that could be a sign there. But this is also talking about, you know, that this situation you're presented with, this option, this choice, it seems like a paradox. It seems like no matter what you choose, that, you know, somebody kind of ends up with the short end of the stick, so to speak. That, you know, maybe if it's a job offer, that if you accept that, you know, that it'll be a really great opportunity, but it means you move away from your friends and family, and you're alone in a new city or a new country. And so, you know, with that kind of financial acclaim, it could present itself as a very lonely life. You know, moving away from everything you have established in these relationships and this support system. This could also be, you know, a relationship, a new relationship that's, you know, things are going well, there's a connection, but it's just something feels too fast about the pace of it. Things are moving too quickly for you, or, you know, maybe this person is just being too passionate, coming on too hot and heavy. And so there's a paradox of, you know, to kind of give up your own power by just sort of going along with the pace that another is setting, or, you know, putting up those boundaries and risking kind of sabotaging the relationship. Although if you express boundaries and somebody doesn't respect that, it's definitely, that's a very clear red flag that there's probably a better option out there for you. So that wouldn't, I guess, really count as a paradox, but, you know, it could, again, just be, even if it's you know, just any kind of circumstance where it doesn't seem, you know, it's a contradiction. It doesn't seem that either choice leads to overall a good benefit. And so maybe even that you are getting conflicting advice, that you're getting a lot of different messages from all around you, and you're really not sure, you know, what to rely upon, that it's really, even maybe your intuition is vacillating, you know, your feelings about things are vacillating, and you're kind of left with this uncertainty at this point. So looking within, praying about this, meditating about this, calling upon your star family, your galactic collective, to really help you, to support you, to give you some signs, send in some support in terms of clarity, you know, clarity of your mind, of your intuition, of your perceptions, to be able to see past illusions and masks, and, you know, even paradoxes, and to be able to see to the truth of things, to be able to really read into the honest and genuine energy and intention of things, in order to, you know, make that best choice for yourself. We've also got enlightenment, Zeta Reticuli, future. So another confirmation there of the Zeta Reticuli star system and collective. So this is really talking, with this enlightenment about, that clarity within, that mental clarity that, you're perhaps being bombarded with options and with the opinions and the whims of others or circumstances or things really pulling you from multiple directions. And so this is the time to really, to go within, to quiet your mind, to find that quiet place within. Maybe you need to, kind of disconnect from social media, sort of, not answer your phone, go somewhere, out in nature without technology even, to really just have that opportunity to center, to hear your own voice, to kind of shut out these other voices that are pulling you in these different directions or kind of pushing their own agendas, in order to really find that clarity, to really be able to hear that truth of your soul, to determine for yourself what the best choices to make. We've also got seeking karmic balance, Pleiades, present. So you could resonate as a Pleiadian starseed, or, this can also indicate the Pleiadian collective is helping you with this, helping you to really turn to that intuition, encouraging you there. That this in some way, could be to, talking about that karmic balance, and that to me ties in with, doing things differently than you've done before, any kind of cycles of people pleasing, or, doing what others expect of you, or if it's the romantic partner that you keep going round and round in this cycle of coming together and going apart, or, relationships where you let the other person determine the pace of things, and you don't really, advocate for your own level of comfort and your own kind of desires, that this can really be the time to balance that out, to break any patterns, do something different. If you rely on the opinions of others, maybe rely on the opinion of yourself. If you seek outside approval or outside counsel and it just leaves you feeling very confused, or, you make decisions or moves kind of in the general area of consensus of what you should be doing, and then you're left with a feeling of kind of incompletion or dissatisfaction, then this could be a time to really, maybe not consult other people, not bring other people in on the decision-making process, but instead, feel into that, make the choice for yourself, and then let these other people, these other, trusted friends or family members, let them know that the change that has occurred in your life. But we don't, you don't always need to have sort of a quorum come in and really kind of help you talk through things. Sometimes that can be very helpful. If you're at a period of not being sure which way to go, not sure what to do, that can be very helpful to, again, get these kind of neutral voices of reason or different perspectives, help you see things from different angles. But sometimes then that can also go into the realm of not wanting to disappoint other people because their expectations are known, or, their desires. And so other factors can kind of come in and kind of cloud our judgment and sort of steer our life in a way that is not completely of our own free will and autonomy, but is, largely influenced by what others want, what others see for us, what would make others happy, that can sometimes become a factor in decision making. So if any of those things apply and you find that to be the case, or that has been the case in the past, this could be a time to really, break that pattern, set a new precedent of, trusting your compass, trusting your internal guidance to, lead you where you are meant to go. So let's get a final little closing bit of advice for you, Group 2 from your Galactic Collective. Okay, and we have the mystic, magic. I weave my magic and surrender to the universe. So we had that phrase of weaving that came up here in this weight card, that things are being woven. So I feel that this is really guidance to, again, trust that inner magic, trust that inner knowing within you. Surrender to where you are being led, where you are being guided by that internal compass, that now might not be the right time to take action, or if others are pressuring you, either in their opinions or the things that they want of you or want for you, that now might be the time to really sit back, tap into, you know, your spirit team, your spirit guides, your galactic collective, some of your, you know, allies in the etheric realms, to really get their input, to really, you know, ask for some signs, be open and receptive to those signs. Really search your heart and search your soul and say, at the end of the day, what do you want? What makes you happy? And shift this to this ability of, into knowing that you have the ability to create the kind of life that you want. You have the ability, you know, we all have the ability through our choices, through what we accept and what we reject, to kind of weave our reality. Certain vibrations that come towards us, you know, when we accept that, then we send out this vibrational signal that, you know, we're willing to accept that, it's in resonance with us. We're okay with having that, and so more of that vibration can often, you know, appear. So if it's something, you know, where it's not a vibration you're comfortable with, if it's something you don't like or that doesn't resonate with you, you know, by rejecting that, by saying no, by declining that, that sends a signal out as well that you want something different. And then a different option can show up. Maybe it's the thing that's perfect for you. Maybe it's the job that, you know, really does make you feel good. And maybe you have to move, but it's not so far away that, you know, it makes it impossible to see your friends and family, you know, occasionally or on a regular basis. Maybe it's, you know, the relationship you turn down, or, you know, the partner that comes back around, the person from the past, and you know, you kind of say no thank you to that. And, you know, then the next person that comes in is that vibrational match, that it is going to be kind of an equal pace of, you know, testing each other's boundaries, respecting each other's boundaries, and growing together as a couple. So now is really the time to, again, surrender to your own intuition, to trust where you're being guided. Your soul has a plan. And these opportunities, even this indecision, any confusion that you are encountering, this is, you know, it's an opportunity for your soul to really step into that role of self-reliance and empowerment and advocate for yourself. Feel into what you want, what rings true for you, what resonates with you, and to let that be the final and deciding factor in your life. So those are your messages, group 2, excuse me. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the blue Aura Quartz. Put that right up here. And this is the Oracle card that you selected along with the crystal, and it says Patience. So some of you might have been trying to manifest something, and it's taking a little bit of time to show up. Longer than you might have expected, or maybe you're at this point of really wondering if your manifestations have been working, if you've been manifesting correctly perhaps. And so I feel that you're being guided to have a little more patience, have a little more faith, that things are still germinating below the surface, things are still gestating, that the time isn't right. Divine factor or divine timing could be a factor that is at play. And so while the exterior circumstances might look right, you might feel ready, you might have done all your work, done all your preparation. You could almost be in this period, this holding pattern, while all the work that you've been doing is having kind of this energetic reverberation around you, where other things are coming into alignment, other circumstances are aligning, other people involved are coming into alignment, things are being moved out of the way, space is being made for this manifestation to appear, space in other people's lives if this involves other people, space in your life in other ways, that there's other circumstances that might need to play out, and so a little more patience is required. I feel that also this can talk about, if you've been trying to make some kind of shifts or some changes, or even something new you've been setting out to do, a new mindset, a new lifestyle habit, maybe like a new job, a new skill that you've been trying to really work on, and you're kind of frustrated with your progress. You're feeling like giving up, like it's not working, or maybe it's not for you, it's not meant for you, it's not meant to be. Then I feel you're guided to, have some patience with that, patience with the process. Understand that sometimes stumbling is all part of that growth. That sometimes, we can think that we know the path to our success, to our heart's desire, but the universe could have an even better route in mind. And so they place up roadblocks or detours or, delays in order to get us into alignment with that perfect circumstance and that perfect time for something that's even perhaps better than what we expected, better than what we were dreaming up for ourselves to really come into our lives. So let's get some tarot to take a little peek about what this is about for you, Group 3. Okay, so we have the 9 of Cups, the 3 of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. So this is definitely talking about some kind of manifestation that you've been waiting. You've been waiting for this to show up, for this change, the effects of this change to really, take hold in your life, for evidence of that to present itself to you, either in new circumstances, maybe a change in outlook or attitude. You're waiting for that to kind of reflect in the experiences, the people that you magnetize in. You've worked on maybe changing your attitude toward things or your approach toward things. And it's, you're waiting for that satisfaction. You're waiting for the fruits of that endeavor of really, thinking positively, of hoping, of doing perhaps even visualizations, vision boards, mantras, remaining hopeful, remaining optimistic. Some of you could definitely, you could practice law of attraction. You could really put those principles into play in your life in terms of a relationship that you want, or just a relationship in general, different kinds of abundance that you're seeking to bring in, different types of experiences, situations, specific things. And you're in this period of kind of like waiting, that wheel is turning. But that there are other factors at play that you can't see. There's other people that in some way are involved in this, whether known to you or unknown to you, that you know, these other things need to clear out, things need to get into alignment before, you know, this satisfaction, the fruits will, you know, present themselves, will be made known to you. And so really with this, it's again, it's a matter of, you know, kind of waiting, that delay of satisfaction, that delay of gratification, waiting for that gratifying experience to show up, waiting for that success, that happiness, that abundance to show up, that you've done the work, you've put in all the work and the effort that you can up to this point. And it's really, you know, you're not seeing the results you would have expected, or the volume of results that you would have expected, the amount of abundance that you were anticipating or that you've been working toward. And, you know, so you're being guided to, again, just, you know, patience is key with that, because, you know, the wheels of fate are turning, the wheels of destiny are turning. There's other factors, energies, people, circumstances that are shifting behind the scenes, to really prepare the energy, to prepare circumstances, to prepare people who will be involved in this abundance for everything to come into alignment. So this is definitely with Wheel of Fortune. Divine timing is at play. So you might definitely be challenged at this point of time to release expectations of a timeline, release expectations, even if this is love that you've been trying to manifest, a particular partner, for example. Release expectations of, you know, the physical vessel of love which will be presented to you. Usually when you're trying to manifest love, it's or not usually, it is a good idea when you're trying to manifest love, if you have a particular person in mind and you put that intention out there, you know, that it's this person, it's, you know, a soulmate, a particular person, a twin flame, a particular person, or something better. You know, that's always a caveat in that. And so oftentimes that can take some time to, you know, kind of arrange circumstances, arrange energies, other things that need to be released within you, within this other person, to bring that around. Sometimes it's the something better that shows up. It's beyond the, you know, expectations or desires you had in terms of a romantic connection. And it doesn't come in the form of, you know, the person that you were originally intending, but the universe has somebody else in mind, somebody that's a better fit for you. So you might be tasked at this point to, again, release expectations about a particular person, a particular outcome, a particular, you know, time frame of when something needs to happen or what it needs to look like. Because holding on to those expectations, it can definitely slow down that process. It creates an energetic resistance. When you open yourself up to, you know, almost like very archetypal concepts of love or success or abundance or opportunity. And of course, then, you know, you fill in some of those details, you know, you give some specific guidelines for that, but you really just allow that creative component of the universe to kind of go in there and work its magic and, you know, craft just the perfect circumstance for you, something that's really going to fit in with who you are, in ways that you might not even currently understand or acknowledge about yourself, or you may have overlooked when you're doing this manifestation work. That at this point, again, you could be really tasked with moving into this place of patience, understanding that all will come to you in divine timing, and to release any sort of expectations of what that must look like and when it will arrive. So let's get some guidance for you, group 3, about this from your Galactic Collective. Okay, and we have dream big, dream with your heart. So this is really some guidance to widen the scope of expectations. If you had a particular person or a very specific goal in mind in terms of a, you know, a specific job or a very specific location you wanted to live, that you were perhaps, you're thinking too small. You're being guided to open your heart, to, you know, dream beyond what you think is possible, you know, aim for beyond what you think is even imaginable. And, you know, you might be surprised that at what comes in, or that, you know, if you're dreaming beyond what's possible, and then it's, you know, the circumstances are kind of calibrated down to what's realistic because you've set those big dreams, those big expectations, then what shows up can be, you know, wonderfully beyond what you've experienced in the past, what, if you just sort of dreamed small, would have been possible. You know, that it's something that you go from almost like a boulder-sized dream, And what comes in then is something more in the shape of a basketball, for example, as it's kind of shrunken down and it's kind of, refined itself, versus if you are aiming with the, kind of the wideness and scope of, say, a baseball, then what comes in might be similar to, a golf ball. It might be kind of like small. So just as examples there in terms of, widen the possibility for yourself of what you're capable of, what is possible for you, a type of partnership, even if this is love or a type of partner, widen your ideas, dream beyond a specific somebody, because the love that you're seeking and looking for, it could show up in a greater way than you can even imagine, in the form of, somebody completely different, somebody completely new, somebody completely unexpected. And if you just keep your sights set on a particular person, you could receive just very, not as satisfactory results, or perhaps no results at all, if that person is just, through their free will, is not kind of doing the work. And it can leave you in this state of waiting and really depriving yourself of what joy is possible. So let's get some more guidance for you, Group 3, from your Galactic Collective. Okay, and we've got weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. Earthed, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. And a new earth, it's happening. Keep holding the vision. So this last card that came out here with, keep holding the vision, it's happening. This is definitely just, that speaks for itself. This is an absolute confirmation right here of this energy of, divine timing is at play. These circumstances, the energies they're ripening. They're coming into alignment because it's not shown up yet, or in the way that you had hoped, or you're not seeing the results that you'd hoped for. It doesn't mean that it's time to give up. It doesn't mean that all is lost. That now's the time to really, let go of any kind of feelings of defeat, or any kind of feelings, again, of giving up, of, throwing in the towel, of, any kind of feelings of, well, it's not coming. I guess it's, my manifestation didn't work, or I wasn't doing it right. To really let go of that weight, that, feelings of self-defeat, or that there in some way is something lacking in you, something that you're not doing. If anything, that, holding on to expectations of time, a timeline, a time frame, and also expectations as far as, the specific package that this abundance, this satisfaction, these blessings will show up for you. Opening your heart wider to accepting, the specific intentions that you put out, or something even greater than that the universe has in store for you, that will be so much more pleasing and fulfilling than you may have, originally planned for, or that would have been possible with whatever this specific thing or person was that you've been trying to manifest. But there's definitely, again, a confirmation here of, that this is in the works. Your manifestation is coming. It's almost like the order has gone in, the waiter has taken your order. They've given it to the chef. And, it's in the process of cooking. You may have to wait a little bit longer, but it'll be worth the wait. There's something gourmet, there's a delicacy, there's a feast that is on its way to you, and it's still in the process of becoming. So, hold that desire, hold that vision. And it's, something, again, within the world, but not of it. that you're in this vibration of expectation and excitement and, really wanting this manifestation, envisioning, holding that vibration of the satisfaction when that comes and how good that's going to feel, but disassociating yourself from any kind of timeline, time frame, or the specifics of what that needs to look like, being very open to the possibility that it can come in the form of something better. And your specific, manifestation can also show up as well. There could be other circumstances at play, other energies that need to be cleared out, or other people involved that, behind the scenes are just, they're in a sense of, calibrating, or, to use that food reference, they're still in the oven, they're still cooking, they're still baking. The time just isn't right for that yet. So all hope isn't lost. So to move into this state of patience, just knowing that these things will come when they are ready, knowing that, your intention, your prayer has been answered, that, the work you've put in to really get yourself up to that level of receptivity, that this is, put that intention out there, do that groundwork, that this has all been received. It's been received and it's taking shape. It's crystallizing into that blessing that you've been hoping for. And with forge, don't follow, pave a new path. This I feel is really some guidance about, again, if you've been playing kind of small in your life, you've been thinking small, thinking very limited about, what you think is possible for yourself, what would make you happy. Go beyond that, explore something new. What else would make you happy? Look at happiness in a broad sense. Go beyond just a specific person you'd want a relationship with, or, a very specific job title, or a particular city or state or country that you'd want to live in. Dig a little deeper into that. What is it about that person, that job, that place that really, creates this desire in you? Tap into those kind of larger, almost like the adjectives associated with that, the descriptions associated with that, the feelings associated with that, the feelings within you that you connotate with those things, and really tap into that to include that in your ongoing manifestation process. Because with this energy of patience, it doesn't, you've done this work, you've put that order in with the universe, so to speak. But it's very important to continue to hold that vibration, to continue to do those affirmations, to remain positive, remain receptive, remain aware of opportunities that present themselves to you, doors that might open, or circumstances that might, arrive, conversations you could have that, lead you to that step that's a bit closer. When you're open to receive, it doesn't mean that you just sit there stagnant and just kind of waiting for it to come to you. In a certain way, you are, love or opportunity, it will find you, but there is another component of action that's involved, that, you must put yourself out there. You must, make yourself available, which is a very active process, making yourself available, making sure that you remain available, even in the sense of remaining open-minded, actively keeping that mind open, addressing any kind of fears or anxieties about time frames, or, specific people or circumstances when those come up, extinguishing those, moving beyond those, as efficiently as possible. It brings you one step closer then each time you do that to this blessing, this abundance, this manifestation, which in its own way is magnetizing to you. So then you meet in the middle as you're pursuing your path, as you are, stepping toward that abundance, that happiness. You're being that which you want to receive, that romantic partner. You're embodying those qualities that you see and that you desire in that person that are so attractive. You become that yourself, and then you're able to magnetize and intersect with that in some form, at a time determined by the universe along your path, with those opportunities that you might want in terms of a location that you want to live in, or, a job that you want. You don't just sit there waiting for it. You put yourself out there. You enhance your skills, you work on your resume, you apply to jobs, you do some research about an area, you visit an area, it's a very active process and an ongoing process in terms of continuing to put that energy of desire in that direction. And then, in the appropriate time and in the best way possible, then that opportunity, that's meant for you will become available, and you will intersect with that. So let's get some more guidance for you, group 3. Okay, so we have living in the now, Circassian dolphin parallel. So this is really, again, talking about, disassociating yourself with any kind of time frame, any kind of expectations of time, or how something is going to manifest and appear, and when that's going to be, what shape that's going to take for you, what that abundance will look like. Being very present in this state of receptivity, actively still, infusing your desires, your manifestations with that energy of hopefulness and expectation and, eagerness, and doing your part to really create the proper energetic environment for these blessings to manifest. That's crucial. That's your job at this point in time. So anywhere that you find yourself really kind of getting in your head about things and worrying, when is this going to come? You get to this point of maybe feeling a sense of defeat, a sense of giving up. That it's a time then to kind of redirect that focus to being very present and moving into this state of trust that your blessings will be along shortly. And we have Pulse of Life, Galactic Core parallel. So this Pulse of Life is really talking to me about kind of the divine energies that are at play here. That there are circumstances going on behind the scenes that you cannot see, that are involved. It's beyond just your desire and, other key players in a circumstance that, there's other energies that need to clear out. There's other energies that need to be birthed, that need to be made available. Maybe it's a job that you want, and it's a position that is currently occupied by somebody. And it's going to require, that person getting a nudge maybe to move elsewhere, or some other job opportunity becomes available for them to where they vacate the position, the kind that you're wanting, and then you come across that job opening in a job search, and there you go, you've aligned with that in the divine timing. It's something that from where you are now, you can't predict that a month from now, someone will accept another job offer, and then their position will open up, and that's what I'm looking for. You can't possibly manifest with that kind of omnipotence. Nobody can. And so it's just surrendering to, again, just the divine forces that are at play, understanding that, if you are operating at the vibration of what you hope to receive, this vibration of receptiveness and gratitude for the blessings as they show up, other manifestations that come in, being very grateful for that, for the things that are working in your favor, being very grateful for what you do have now, living in the now, and being very cognizant of that, very happy for what you have and where you are at. Through that vibration of gratitude, that can also help to, bring more in. That the pulse of life, the consciousness of the universe responds to that, as opposed to a dense energy of impatience or ingratitude, feeling that, they're like a sense of entitlement. These are all energies which kind of constrict and they repel, and they're not an open and receptive energy. Those are kind of clenched off and closed energies. So really working on, again, gratitude for the small things, a gratitude list, journaling. These things can be very helpful to keep you in that state of receptivity, to understanding that, abundance is your birthright, and it will show up in many different forms. And this vibration you're putting out, this, success and blessing that you are wanting to manifest, this may start trickling in other ways, other things that are going well for you, other things that are, falling in line for you. And so recognizing those things, the signature of the universe on those things, the pulse of life that flows through and vibrates through these other things that are currently working out, or other blessings that show up in your life, can help to facilitate the magnetization of, your end goal, the real cherry on the cake that you're looking for here. And we also have Being the Mentors, Earth Future. So this is really talking to me about, if you're having some trouble with gratitude and with mindfulness, because part of patience is also mindfulness. It's being very, kind of calming the mind, not worrying so much about the future, but just being very accepting of where you are currently. Then some guidance about what might be helpful is, maybe a meditative practice. If you don't already have one, that can be something that can really help you to kind of calm that chatter of the mind, wondering about when something's going to show up, what's it going to look like, why is it not working, why is it not here yet. And so this could be something where you could seek out mentors if you have a hard time meditating, even, you know, seeking out some guided meditations that others have, you know, created, that they've put out. There's, you know, books that have guided meditations on a variety of topics. There's YouTube videos on it. All of these things. This could really help you with mindfulness. These can be other topics that you might want to look into. Gratitude, just small practices that you wouldn't have thought of before, techniques that can really help to, you know, enhance your state of receptivity. It can help strengthen the manifestation process for you. So at this time, again, you might want to seek out mentors that can kind of, you know, give you some clues, some signposts, can kind of point you in the direction of some techniques that can really help you for kind of turning the volume down on that chatter, any kind of impatient energy, and move you into that state of receptivity and knowing that abundance is on its way to you. So let's get a closing message from your Galactic Collective, Group 3. Kind of final words of wisdom do they have for you? Okay, we have the storyteller, intention. I am the narrator of my life. So this is really tying back in for me with that dream big, dream with your whole heart. And, you know, what do you want your story to look like? Maybe you're not imagining something that's large enough for yourself. That could be part of this delay in your manifestation showing up, as the universe is saying, no, you deserve more. You deserve better than that. Let's do better than that. Think bigger than that. We want to give you what you want, but we feel you're deserving of so much more. So this can be the time to, again, really journal, really explore that. What are your wildest dreams? What will, you know, pick those apart, dissect those. What are the feelings associated with that? What are, you know, some tangible things associated with that? What are the details of that? How do you feel about those details? What are things that are similar? What are some synonyms to those feelings or those details? You know, if it's a particular location, what is it about that you want to live in? What is it about that location? What is the geography of that? Is it a big city? If so, what country is it in? What state is it in? What are some other big cities? What do they have to offer? What do you think of when you think of the city? What other kind of locations or localities could offer you something similar? You know, just expanding your mind to think beyond very specific projections can definitely help to magnetize things in, and can open your mind to different possibilities and different blessings that may be en route to you, or that are wanting to come in but are maybe kind of held back energetically because you're so closed and fixated perhaps on a very specific outcome in a very specific package at a very specific time. So your Galactic Collective is really letting you know that, you know, you can take a very active role in shaping your life. Your manifestations, they work. The work you do on yourself to bring those about, they do work. Some of you are maybe starting to see some trickles in some other ways of things that are turning out for you, but maybe there's a big thing, the big manifestation, it's not here yet. But keep those intentions, keep setting those intentions, because in divine timing that will be around. And perhaps you're, again, thinking too small and you need to widen that scope. You need to cast a larger net in terms of your intentions, in terms of what you want for yourself, what you dream for yourself. Dream bigger, you know, dream beyond your wildest expectations. And then what comes in can definitely surprise you in terms of surpassing your, you know, what you thought was possible in terms of, you know, satisfaction oftentimes. So keep doing what you're doing, keep manifesting, keep holding that vision, keep holding that intention, because your blessings are definitely en route to you. So those are your messages, Group 3. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you liked the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well, in addition to some divination tools there. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.